My name is Mark LeVar, and this is my reflection on my student teaching experience. Where I was student teaching, I was observing a law class, a retailing class, a keyboarding class, and an animation class. Good experience. The school I was at was a very nice school, pleasant staff, very young staff. We were very inviting, very welcoming. It was a good experience. We went in, I observed the classes, I got involved in the retailing. Daily routine, get there 8:30, or just before that. Classes start around 8:35. Everybody comes in, they get settled. Very little hustle and bustle in the hallways after that time. 5 classes in a day, one more lunch period around at noon till 1 o'clock. So we're going to talk about school policies. And from what I observed, for the most part, the administration has left it up to the teachers themselves to decide what they want to do in their classrooms as far as things like hats and iPods. What I noticed the most was that hats are pretty much allowed everywhere. The teachers don't have a big issue with kids wearing their hats in class. As far as iPods go, they are permissible only if the students are doing work on their own. The respect for the staff is a big deal at the school. For the most part, what I noticed was that most of the students had a lot of respect for the teachers they had. They went to class, they got there on time for the most part, they did their work. There wasn't a whole lot of attention paid to how the students treated staff to the point where it became a disciplinary problem. So the biggest issue that I noticed was tardiness. Kids were routinely coming in late to the class, especially the first thing in the morning. The keyboarding class I was teaching first thing in the morning, kids would show up, sort of meander in at all kinds of different times, and it was really hard to deal with that to some degree. That the students, there was really no disciplinary measure to deal with the students as far as them being late, aside from just marking it down on the computer software. So as far as that goes, it's not a huge issue. There really isn't much you can do about it. As far as behavioral issues, not a huge problem. There was a few kids that stuck out, but you're always going to have those types of students that are going to cause problems in the class. The way my teacher dealt with it was she gave them a lecture the day after and took the kids out in the hall that were main issues and worked with them one-on-one. And it seemed to work okay for the most part. The kids were kind of toned down the last couple of days of the week. For me, what I would have done, I would have removed the students from the classroom as soon as they started to become an issue. And if I had the authority, I would have removed them from the classroom. I think that would be the best way to go. Otherwise, the kids were great. There was no behavioral problems aside from those students. And everything worked out really nicely. There were students put into some of the classes that I was in that were special needs students. I can think of a few in my animation class that had some either some physical issues or some learning disabilities. For the most part, it didn't impact the class at all. They did the same work everyone else did. The only difference was that the expectations and maybe the timeline for them was maybe a little longer relative to the other students. We had one girl who was legally blind, and so obviously she's not going to be able to work at the same pace as the other students. But they managed to integrate into the class fully. What I want to talk about is their ICT group as a whole. All the classes that I observed, kids were taking every day, and they took for a whole semester, taking full credit courses. The administration decided pairing of the courses and we're going to teach them. Everybody teaches their own courses. There's no overlap. So my cooperating teacher that I was working with taught all of his courses, and nobody else taught any of them. They have programs like retailing, keyboarding, animation, computer science, accounting, law, economics. These are all things that are part of the business technology group. Students in the class range to 20 to 30 students per block. It's a good class size, but nothing that's not manageable. Most of the classes that I saw were equipped with LCD projectors, smart boards, whiteboards at the very least. Everybody had computers that they used, and all these things are sort of wrapped up together so they could do PowerPoint presentations or show movies or show videos. Final thought. I had a great experience student teaching. I'm really excited to go back in the spring. I don't know what I'm going to be teaching as of yet. I have a few offers from a couple of different teachers. Things that I learned. Discipline doesn't always work the same way for every student. Different students respond to different things in different ways. As far as working in the classroom, guided learning is great. Students work best with direction, direct instruction, and giving a bit of a framework so they know where they're going. Again, it was a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to going back in the spring.